All right, welcome back to Fleckus Talks the Podcast, episode 372. Today on the show, Big Tex needs some diversity. We're going to show you what they're planning to do to him. Then Trump is going to honor Fauci's pardon. We're going to tell you how it could backfire for everybody. Then in Cringe of the Week, we have some trans road rage you're not going to want to miss. And last but not least, in Urban Decay, we got a brawl at Chuck E. Cheese. All this and more is Fleckus Talks the Podcast, episode 372, ranked the best news podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
It's Fleckus Talks the Podcast featuring Richard Bradford.
All right, 1 for 1 on the intro, as always. Guys, the swamp and Big Pharma know it. A healthy population is harder to control. That's why the FDA worked so hard to keep NMN out of your hands. NMN is a natural supplement that improves health and longevity, and it's a precursor to NAD+, which is vital for your body's 37 trillion cells. A recent Harvard study showed it can reduce weight, cholesterol, and blood pressure in overweight adults. It's the fountain of youth in a bottle. That's why they tried to reclassify NMN as a prescription drug, but they didn't count on the backlash. The Natural Products Association and Black Forest sued the FDA and won, keeping NMN available without a prescription. Don't take my word for it. Here's Dr. Andrew Huberman, a Stanford neuroscientist, on how NMN nearly lost supplement status.
Metabolic pathways. And one thing I've been tracking pretty closely is this whole, the NMN thing has now taken a
I was going to bring
different
that up
direction.
before we wrap this up.
Yeah. So NAD is critical to energy production in all cells. Vital. And levels of NAD tend to go down as we age. It's an absolute requirement for cellular health and life. You need it. Some years ago, as David Sinclair came on this podcast and discussed that his laboratory is a tenured professor of genetics, Harvard Medical School, and other laboratories are starting to explore stimulating the NAD pathway as a tool for extending lifespan in mice.
As you age, keeping NAD Plus up supports strength, health, and mental sharpness. NMN is the most promising NAD product, and it's exactly why Big Pharma wanted it controlled. They tried once and lost, so stock up now and back the companies that keep it legal. For 48 hours only, Black Forest is running its biggest 4th of July promo ever. It's buy one, get one free store-wide, plus a free NMN bottle with every order. So you buy one, you get 2 free. That's 3 bottles for the price of 1. Don't wait. When the 48 hours is up, this deal will be gone. So click the link in the description or the pinned comment to claim your buy one, get one free, plus a free bottle of NMN. Thank you to Black Forest for sponsoring. Let's get into housekeeping. All right, thank you to Black Forest for sponsoring.
Thank you, Black Forest.
All right, feels good to be back. Another Friday. How you doing, Richard? You have a good week?
I'm good. I did have a good week. Yeah.
Good. It looks good on you.
All right.
It looks like
Is this part of your plan?
Looks like you had a good week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I wanted to mention one thing. Last episode, we were talking about AI and the algo and how it's like an entity that grows and learns and is like slowly taking over the world. There is another aspect to it I wanted to mention. We mentioned the trending audio and the whatever they do for Reels, but there was like a trend going around social media where people had a sentence and then they would say it in 5 different ways with different emphases on different words, and then it means different things. Like, I didn't eat your bag of chips. I didn't eat your bag of chips. I didn't eat your bag of chips. Like, there's like a different emphasis on every word that changes the meaning.
Yeah.
And that's like a trend for fun on social media. But I'm realizing now that's actually what they're doing to train the AI to pick up on sarcasm and different meanings of different words based on the tone of how you say it.
Yeah.
It's like an AI training tool, because that's probably where AI is weak. If they just read the words, they'd probably just say, all right, it must be what the words mean.
Yeah, I agree. People are just feeding the beast. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I think you're being more proven right on that for sure.
Yeah. So it seems like a fun little thing, and you just say the sentence is different, but then AI is like, oh okay.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, because AI is not good at sarcasm.
Okay.
All right, we have a lot of good stuff to get to. I want to get into the Big Tex story.
I feel like we have to acknowledge last episode a little bit, don't we?
Yeah. Well, you guys probably, hopefully, didn't notice, But last episode, when we were trying to transfer the footage to Nick, the editor, there was like some horrible error, and it was like a corrupted file.
We almost lost the entire episode.
And
we almost lost the entire comeback from vacation episode and would have to do it again. And we had to cut a few things out. Shout out to Nick, the editor. He had to slave away and do a lot of work on that to revive the patient. But
we had to cut a lot of stuff out. I had a whole thing about ice cream floats. We don't do ice cream floats anymore.
And that bit's gone. That's lost media now.
Now it's gone.
Just like ice cream floats.
But it was an all-nighter, and Nick crushed it. I had to stay up late, too. I probably got maybe 2 hours of sleep. But we almost lost the entire episode.
Yeah. And you guys might have noticed some weird audio. Whoa, it sounds tinny.
Yeah.
But we had to force it.
But hopefully that never happens again. Once every 371 episodes. So by episode 742, maybe we'll have the problem again.
Yes.
But not until then. All right, let's get to our Big Tex story. It's that statue in like Dallas, right? It's this huge Texan guy.
It's for like the state fair that happens in Dallas. And it's like, hey, meet me by Big Tex. It's like at the entrance of the state fair or something.
Yeah, but apparently Big Tex isn't diverse enough.
Who makes a decision about the melatonin of Big Tex?
The what? I'm sorry.
Melatonin. Can he be tanned?
Can he be his skin color? I mean, well, over time the sun will bleach his skin.
All right, let me break it on down because this is 11:08. We need to know if we can get a more diverse reflection of the melatonin of Big Tex. Is it a problem with him looking like he's perhaps an African American face? Or a cultural, you know what I'm saying? It's a tanning process.
Yeah.
So how do y'all get to that decision so we can look like we're more inclusive and diverse?
So apparently Big Tex needs more non-addictive nighttime sleep aids.
Yeah. So obviously she meant melanin, and this old black lady with the wig who can barely put a sentence together is somehow on Dallas City Council. And this was an old video that kind of just resurfaced from 2025. So yeah, that's what she's concerned with. Dallas, like a major metro area in one of the largest, most important states, and you elect elderly, brain-dead people to ask about making the Giants' 50, 70-year-old statue a black man.
Or maybe Indian.
Yeah.
Got to look like the people in the town. The town's all Indian.
Well, that's also part of it. It's like Dallas has some issues. Indian invasion, displacement, home prices. And this is what your city council is up to. And here's Big Tex. He just kind of looks goofy. He looks disproportionate.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a freak. Almost.
He does look a little bit of a freak.
So we need a black freak, though.
Yeah, more diverse Big Tex just means less white Big Tex.
Crazy.
And like you said, it perfectly describes what's going on. We have a stupid woman of color in power making moves to make the culture of Texas less white. And then white people are going, yeah, we can do that. And just listening.
Yeah, I guess the sun, no. This is a racial thing. I may have used the wrong word, but let me make it clear. We want a black Big Tex.
Yeah. And I looked
And they don't even dress like that.
Yeah.
Black people don't even dress like that. Obviously, you can find a few and you'll find the exception, but the outfit, the Texan, the image in your mind is a white guy, right?
Mm-hmm. And I looked it up. Big Tex was based on the 1800s cowboys. And there were like Mexican cowboys, but that's who we fought like at the Alamo, right?
Yeah.
And then there were black cowboys, but like sometimes, a lot of times black people were slaves back then. So the white cowboys in Texas, those were the guys that built Texas. Mm-hmm. And that's who's honored in the photo, but that's not allowed.
Yeah.
You have to pretend it was black people who built Texas.
And this is, obviously, we're hammering on the same points, but like, this is the bandwidth thing. Like, I need a black inanimate statue. Because why? Someone's feelings. And then your blinders are on and you're taking all this time to do non-important shit. It makes me so furious, man. And that's why I will never vote for a black city council member. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, exactly. And then you could make your own black statue of a guy that no one's going to care about, but that's not good enough.
Big dreads.
That's not good enough, though.
Lil Do-Rag Dickie or something. Go make your own thing.
They need to make the one that everyone cares about black.
Yeah.
And the bigger trend is you can't have pride if you're white. Everyone else is allowed to have pride. And I found this Google search comparison I thought kind of summed that up as well.
Is it okay to only want a white doctor? And the AI overview says, no, wanting a doctor only because they are white is not considered ethically acceptable. And then the same question, but for a black doctor, yes, it is entirely valid and reasonable to want a black doctor. And then it shows you where the AI is getting the summary from, and it's Reddit.
Yeah.
It's Reddit. So that's totally normal, right?
But then AI is also giving you like the wrong answer because like with DEI and underqualified people getting into doctor roles because they're black, it would actually be smarter to not want a black doctor.
Of course. Everybody knows that. But then the computer has to tell you.
You have to tell you the opposite.
Yeah,
the
computer
AI
says-
supercomputer, all-knowing, tells you the opposite of reality.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, let's get into the Dr. Fauci stuff. I'm sure you guys saw he just pled the fifth on every single question, no matter what.
Yeah.
I wanted to start with this before and after, though, because in 2021, he was asked about his willingness to testify at hearings, and this is what he said.
The answer is, if there are oversight hearings, I absolutely will cooperate fully and testify before the Congress if asked. You may not know, but I've testified before the Congress a few hundred times, okay, over the last 40 years or so. So I have no trouble testifying. We can defend and explain and stand by everything that we've said. So I have nothing to do. Under the advice of my attorneys, I will invoke my right under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your questions. Thank you.
So there you go. There's a little before and after. Turns out he wasn't being honest.
And as we know, Biden pardoned him, gave him a pardon with his auto pen, and he's still climbing up.
Yeah, the auto pen pardon is kind of annoying because we're going to get into it now, but obviously Biden did a ton of pardons, and a lot of them were with the auto pen, which you can argue isn't really legit. But it sounds like Trump is softening up on that. He was asked about Fauci's pardon specifically, and he basically said he's going to honor it.
Well, the only thing you can really think about is the auto pen, because the most powerful thing the president has, they say, is the power of pardon. So he was pardoned by Biden, and I respect that. I know how powerful it is. It's a very powerful, they say it's literally the most powerful thing a president has. Now, whether or not I sign my things directly, always, almost everything I sign directly. You're witness to many of them. He signed very few. The only thing I know that he signed was Hunter Biden's pardon, but I'm not sure that he signed, he probably didn't sign this one. So I can't tell you what the law is. I've heard that you have to have a lot of proof. You need to have letters. You need to have all sorts of things that the person operating the auto pen has to know exactly what it's all about. He didn't know what it was about because I saw him testify. So maybe there's something on the auto pen. Other than that, the power of pardon is very powerful.
So it kind of sucks to hear because you go into this term and, you know, everyone who wronged us in 2020, everyone who stole the election, everyone who did all the COVID stuff, now is our chance at justice. And then Trump kind of, like a lot of other things, takes a back seat and goes, well, we're going to honor the pardon. And it's obviously because Trump's going to be pardoning people on the way out.
Trump's going to pardon everybody for everything they've ever done on this 4 years because he's obviously learned that lesson. And the only difference is an auto pen versus his. But yeah, we just never get anything. Fauci, obviously he was pardoned, so that was going to be a harder one to get. But you get to yell at him. You get a couple Congress people to yell at him for a while. That's about it. That's our satisfaction.
And then the boomers like watch Fox News and think, we got Fauci today. Fauci's scared.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
know.
He's winning. And then there's another
All
aspect.
you have to do is survive it. All you have to do is survive it. And then a Democrat will come up and be like, thank you for your service. You know.
But there's another aspect to it, too, where Trump thinks by doing this, they're going to respect his pardons. I think they're going to probably go after everyone he pardons anyway and find a loophole.
Can I find one random retarded judge somewhere that Obama or Biden appointed to challenge this?
Yeah. And that's like the trend we see where it's like, well, we're not going to do it because it's not the right thing to do. And then hopefully they'll have that same mindset when they're going after us.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. They always don't go with the Constitution. They're going to do whatever they want. So you might as well get Anthony Fauci in jail and everyone else.
Yeah.
Mayorkas. All those people.
Mayorkas needs to go.
No one's playing our game.
Yeah.
Trump's trying to get everyone to like him again.
Yeah.
All right, let's get
and he's busy with Iran or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. seems busy with Iran.
We're going to cool it on the deportations. People don't really like it.
Yeah.
It's like the reason everyone voted for you.
Less deportations, more Iran. And there's been some poll numbers that have come out recently, especially for the midterms, which are approaching, that just look like shit. Looks like George W. Bush approval ratings, you know?
When are we going to put Hillary Clinton in jail?
Yeah.
That's never coming.
When's Mexico paying for the wall? We're fucked, dude.
It's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our next story. I thought this was really interesting. It's about how liberals and conservatives view each other, and there's a huge difference.
Yeah, this was a study that just got released, and the title is Conservatives Think Liberals Are Nicer Than They Are. Liberals think conservatives are meaner than they are. And I don't know, we're not going to really get into the chart too much, but Cremieux said there's an asymmetry in how liberals and conservatives evaluate one another. Liberals dehumanize conservatives more than conservatives suspect, and conservatives dehumanize liberals less than liberals suspect.
Yeah. So
that basically sums it up. I mean, they hate you. And we've known it. It's putting data to like what you saw with Charlie Kirk, right? Mm-hmm. You know, they'd celebrate if you were executed on live TV if you had the wrong opinions or you weren't nice to trans people. Whereas the line is always, yeah, I don't like liberals, but I'd save them from a river, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then Autism Capital had a good analysis too.
Yeah, when a conservative finds out someone is liberal, they're like, sigh. When a liberal finds out someone is conservative, they want them skinned, tarred, and destroyed. The hatred liberals have for conservatives far outweigh the annoyance conservatives have of liberals. And that's true in my personal experience too. Like, obviously, when I'm explaining to someone that I'm on a Fat Racist podcast, they have some bad reactions, and I'm like, oh, I know you're not really with me. We're just not going to talk about politics right now. You know, it's really no big deal.
And they're like, police.
And they're like, I really didn't like him. He was nice and charming. Yeah, I really didn't like him. So it's just data to support the worldview that we've kind of seen already, right?
Yeah. And the fundamentals, when you break it down, it's like the right wing today wants people to be just fully free and to do what they want with their lives. And then the modern far left is looking for equality of outcome.
Yeah. And how do you get that? By confiscating people's property, ensuring the outcomes.
Mm-hmm. And then the other problem too, like kind of like what the data was saying, like if you're a conservative and you meet a liberal, you might think, oh, you're just kind of an idiot. You're kind of a retard. You got brainwashed in college.
You'll grow out of it.
You're naive and you'll grow out of it. But when a leftist meets a conservative, it's like, oh, you're the oppressor. You're the white supremacist. You're the reason things are bad. And it's like the enemy of the leftist is so much more intense than the enemy of the conservative.
Yeah, totally.
So it's like, oh, like it's like meeting the boogeyman. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, you're the problem. Once we can get rid of you and people like you, then the country can be how I want it to be. And that's the huge difference.
Yeah, and then
it's actually the opposite, because if you were a right-wing person, you wanted the country to be a certain way, the problem would be the leftist types and their mindset. So it's like they actually have the full backwards view.
Yeah, and there's something wrong with having that kind of hate or dehumanization of conservatives when you know that like 78 million or 80 million people voted for Trump, whatever the number is. He won the popular vote. So it's like more than half the country is evil. In a lot of these leftist minds. It's like, how do you square that? We all kind of get along. There's not hate crimes every day. I know you guys think there might be. Or like how they overestimate how many unarmed black people are killed by cops. I don't know, 10,000 a year.
Million?
And it's like 7, and they're always lunging on a body cam, right? So yeah, I don't know how they square it.
Yeah, it's
so many people. You know, everybody knows a conservative. Oh, right?
Yeah, it's very true. And we have all the guns, and they're all non-binary and on SSRIs.
Yeah. That's a big part of it.
Oh, next we have to.
That's actually a point for them to be scared, right?
Yeah,
that would be a point to be scared, but you know,
it kind of shows they're not.
Yeah.
All right, let's get
if the Charlie Kirk thing didn't ingrain that in your head, now we got some data. That's the whole point.
There you go. Everyone knew. We have a little bit of a scam section here. There was a cool new technology I saw that I didn't realize even existed, and it's to fight it back against scams.
Yeah, low trust scam society. This guy said, I ordered a case and the box mentions this, and it says unboxing video is required. For any claims, please make sure to record a complete unboxing video without any cuts or pauses. No video, no return, no refund, no replacement. Thank you for shopping with us. So they've been scammed. And the guy in the comments said this was like a $350 box. I think probably like a camera box or something like that. So They got burned one too many times by scam culture, and they said, all right, guys, no cuts. You have to film the entire thing.
And then a lot of people on eBay have been dealing with this scam for years, where say you have like a broken PlayStation, you order the one from eBay, you say, oh, it was broken, and then you send your broken one back and get a refund.
Yeah.
So that's obviously what they're combating. But yeah, another thing we lose as a high trust society goes to low trust because there's too many migrants and low trust people.
Yeah, we lost farmers market last week, and now we lose whatever that box is. Yeah. And that's the thing. You see one of these once, and you go, oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, that's new. And then it becomes same thing with Amazon delivering packages or Uber Eats, how they just kind of, before they used to just drop it off or see you, and now everyone's taking a picture. If you run into the Amazon guy, he has to put it down and take a picture, you know? Expect to see it more in scam culture.
Very true. We have another example of scam culture. This one involves people pretending to be student driving teachers.
I think student drivers. It just says, student driver, please be patient. And it says Indians in Frisco when they buy a new car. And I've seen that too. And I've seen it with some Asian ladies. It's kind of like a don't road rage me, don't get mad at me. I might blow a stop sign. I might not turn when the light turns green.
Yeah, student driver, and I'm learning right now.
It's kind of a hedge. And, you know, to be honest, with the amount of Urban Decay we show and the amount of road rage we've seen, it might not be bad for someone who's English as a second language and kind of invading your country slightly.
Migrant sticker.
Yeah. And so somebody else said, with all the Indians flooding the U.S., all need to get driver's licenses. So established Indians are opening driving schools to fast track new Indians that don't know English and could never pass a driving test to getting driver's licenses. We're so screwed. So that's another piece of this. The sticker is just kind of there, but imagine the same thing you've seen with CDLs happening all outside Dallas. While they're worried about Big Tex being black or white, even though he's going to be sun-dyed and bleached after a while, they're running scam schools. And, you know, I haven't seen examples of it, but what do we always say? Anecdotal evidence comes first. You'll see the videos, and I'll give it 3 weeks, right?
Yep. And then this guy wraps up the whole segment.
Somebody said they think it excuses their piss poor driving. That's kind of it. It's like a hedge. It's like a don't get mad, don't beat me up. And somebody said this is not exactly why many are opening driving schools and then claiming every mile they drive to the store or whatever as a tax deduction.
That's where I think it gets tricky. They're going to be fast-tracking licenses, kind of like they did with the CDLs, and then they're going to be doing tax write-offs for all the miles driven with the sticker on the back.
Yeah, which is smart if you view the country as an economic scam zone.
Yeah,
you know?
It's a great opportunity there.
Of course.
You have to. And then another scam here, this is kind of a back-to-school scam. Looks like a migrant family is just going and getting free school supplies.
Yeah, it says visa worker moves here and immediately posts about getting free school supplies. And there's a hijab person giving the Indian guy a box of supplies. I thought these people were highly skilled who came here, and they're getting food bank notebook style shit.
So they get free food and free supplies for their kids that shouldn't be here, and then they're going to go to schools and take spots from normal kids.
Yep. Just another scam, guys.
And then half the class is now Indian or Hispanic and second language, and then your kids don't learn. Their kids get special aids. Your taxes go up. No one's improving in the school.
Makes me want to say a bad word.
Something like that. And then this is kind of...
There's somebody out there probably doing all of these, like driving school, please be patient. He goes and gets the free shit. Yeah. And then he does the unboxing video and he scams it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a whole subculture
of
like every little thing you can do, and they're getting good at it. This next one is kind of a scam too. We've mentioned this before months back, but a lot of times Hispanic people or maybe ambiguous people are just listed automatically as white when it comes to crimes. This is actually more egregious. This is just straight up black people.
Yeah, visible black people.
They are hiding the race of so many people, mainly men, who have been arrested. Race, white. And you can go to this website. It's for all the New Jersey mugshots and put in the race white. And you're going to see several non-white men. Imagine if they did this in reverse. Imagine if white men were getting arrested and being put down as black as their race. The left.
That's true. People would freak out.
Yeah. And another one here. So that's New Jersey. And then remember, what was it? San Francisco and certain cities and even states are deciding to stop publishing mugshots. So you can't even cross-check it. This is just like some guy with dreads, a visible black guy. So it's easy to kind of fact check, but once you obfuscate the mugshots or try to hide them, eventually it gets hard and you're like, yeah, maybe white people do. Oh, maybe we are doing per capita, too high. And then Mila Joy had another one. She said over 40,000 inmates with Hispanic sounding surnames were classified as white in Florida prison records. This is done so that leftists can say white males are the most dangerous group on earth. Yeah.
I don't think white people do any crimes.
I don't think they do either.
Except San Francisco, Portland, LA, street rats.
And then basically, yes, totally. And basically, we're going to end up having to use like a proxy, like find the one ethnically homogenous European country that stayed white and just be like, yeah, our rates are probably within 5% of that. Like we're using Poland or Switzerland as a proxy for white crime because that's it. With 40,000 Hispanics as white, New Jersey, you just saw a couple examples. We don't know the scale.
Every state's like this.
So you just Florida. Yeah. So we're just going to have to use a country as a proxy, and then basically our murder rate is going to be that, right?
Yeah. Soon they're going to say, oh, well, all the illegals crossing the border were actually all white guys.
Yeah.
Imagine
20 years from now, we keep losing. Imagine how they'll rewrite history. We'll be able to watch it happen.
Yeah. I get a message from a lot of cops, and they tell me that when in doubt, or if it's a Hispanic person, it's automatically white. So something to look into there.
And then there's some weird thing where they call it white non-Hispanic or white Hispanic. It's like, let's just separate them. We all know we're not the same, right?
Yeah. And then also that means also the black crime rate is probably way higher. You know, like it's already out of hand and obnoxious and almost like exceeding per capita, where it's just like, nah, majority are done by blacks.
Yeah, it's like a pick six. It's a 14-point swing. You're in the red zone, and all of a sudden, instead of black, it's white. So
yeah, so there's something there where that might be what they're trying to hide. That black crime rate might be even more egregious than we thought. All right, let's get into our migrant section. We're going to start off with some good deportation news.
Yeah. The Trump administration has begun arresting foreign citizens with expired visas as they travel through airports, according to documents obtained by The Times and interviews with immigration lawyers. A tactic that opens up a vast new pool of people for deportation. That's good. And the main reason this is happening, the recent arrests appear to be an expansion of an arrangement between the TSA and ICE. The Times reported in December that ICE officers were arresting people with deportation orders with the help of information provided by airlines to the TSA. So that's great. You know how we all have the blue states where, Boston PD doesn't work with ICE and just will release a violent kid diddler back in, and then you have to catch them again. TSA, federal agency under the Trump admin, is cooperating. This includes people, H-1Bs who are expired. There's a little scam like where you get expired and you hope you can renew it before you have to formally show up or something. And if you're trying to use or if you're trying to fly on a plane, you get caught up now. You get snagged.
Interesting. So it's good to see. And that's like, if I was an ICE agent, that seems like a good thing to get stationed to. Not too violent. No one has a gun. No one has a knife.
Exactly. It's a good place. It's a good place to talk shit.
People are flying on airplanes.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's good to see. I know, obviously, we're kind of in this migrant thing where we give you some good and then we give you some bad, and we're going to get to the bad, believe me. But we need to target, because there are so many people, and because the door-to-door or occupying downtown Minneapolis where you end up having to shoot a libtard woman who tries to drive her car into you, that shit gets negative optics. And I know the administration doesn't want that, even though I personally don't give a fuck. We need to attack the bottlenecks. And that's why it's workplaces, it's certain industries, it's banking, it's the mortgages. Like, how does an Indian on an H-1B, which is like a temporary employment visa, get a 30-year mortgage? And so the bottlenecks are important to attack, and the airport is obviously one of those bottlenecks.
Definitely. We have a clip here. Believe it or not, this is from New Jersey.
they going for? What's on sale there?
Green beans.
They like beans like that?
So that's New Jersey. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of horrible?
It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
And then, New Jersey, it's
Garden
like
State.
It's Garden State. That's what it is now. Mm-hmm. But we're actually seeing these type of migrant problems in worse places that you wouldn't expect. And we mentioned, we didn't mention it last time, but in Utah there was a child rapist, a Muslim child rapist that just was talked about last week. And then I found this story about the Provo mayor, and she's a Republican. But listen to how she describes the migrants.
Yeah, Republican mayor celebrates African refugees as the new pioneers, which, it wasn't like a policy or anything, but she just took this day, Pioneer Day, which is important in Utah, I guess. I'm not really familiar with it. But Pioneer Day is to celebrate the pioneers who basically started Utah. And that was typically Mormon people who were fighting Indians and living hard attack and raid lives, really had to lift civilization out from nothing, right? Mm-hmm. And that's who a pioneer is now. And this woman, mayor, goes, how do we make this about migrants? And she released a whole video interviewing random people from Africa. One guy was a child soldier, and he was like, and that's why I came here. Do we need former child soldiers here?
In Utah.
Yeah.
And then someone made a good point that she only won by 400 votes. So it's kind of just one of those situations where she was able to sneak in a fake election almost.
Yeah, these people are not unbeatable. The field of candidates is pathetic. Turnout is weak. And he says Utah is asleep at the wheel, which I agree with. But this is another one of those things where it's like, hey, is Big Tex black? Sure, whatever. Is Pioneer Day about African people who got here 5 months ago and are on welfare? Why not? Mm-hmm. And it's just another one of the degrading of American culture. And obviously Utah specifically has a very distinct culture.
Yeah.
And you might not like Mormons, or you might have something like, oh, that's weird, but they did it. And Mormons have this history of fighting in Mexico, here. They did it. They did it. And you can't lump in a African who just got here and is on, food stamps with them.
I'm surprised the Mormons let this happen. And then we actually have a clip here. This is from Utah. This is West Valley City, Utah. This is what it looks like.
Full ethnic garb in the strip mall. It's like setting up a TV and a couch in the middle of the rainforest. It's completely incompatible. And she starts yapping. They're all fat.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are refugees. I think they're good. They can go back now.
Yeah,
they're well fed and they overcame it.
Yeah, you're ready to go back to wherever the fuck you came from.
So that's unfortunate. And then we're gonna jump over to Chicago for this next story where we have an urban woman versus some Indian gas station owners.
Chill, bro. Bro, what the fuck?
This. In dystopia America, this is something you're going to see more often. The Indians who just got here, who are in the customer-facing roles, owning subways, owning franchises, a gas station, fighting with the legacy Americans, the legacy EBT Americans, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not really a fan of either party in
That's
that
what
video.
I'm saying. I hope what is it, a double knockout where both punches land at the same time? What is that? Is that a Rocky movie or something?
There was a clip where that happened.
Okay.
And then next we have an example of what an Indian future doctor looks like.
Yeah, this story came out of Texas Tech. A med student chatted up a female patient during an STD consult, and then he later followed her on Instagram. He got suspended and then killed himself. And his family now wants $30 million from Texas Tech because the school didn't hold his hand hard enough. And the title says, parents of Indian medical student Vaibhav Dugal seek $30 million from Texas Tech, say, no other student should face this.
Face what? Getting suspended for being inappropriate?
Yeah, the guy got too horny and he couldn't resist looking her up on Instagram, but I don't know, he killed himself. I guess that's a little extreme.
And I guess it's Texas Tech's fault.
Yeah.
You can't have standards. Let your doctors, hey, in India, the doctors do extra routine, whatever. Where
They're digging around.
They're looking around. They're playing doctor.
Come look at this.
Yeah.
They do shit like that. So, I don't know. Just weird India stories.
Yeah, and they're trying to get Texas Tech's money. Interesting. Next, we're going to Ohio. Mike DeWine, that's his name, right? Yeah. He's the governor of Ohio. He's a Republican. And this is what he's talking about when it comes to like the Haitians and the migrants in Ohio right now.
Specifically the Haitians, because this is on the heels of their temporary protected status being revoked, and there are a lot of them in Ohio for some reason. Middle America, right? Underneath the Great Lakes. How'd they get there?
Deep in.
Why do you feel so strongly about this?
I think history tells us that this country was built with immigrants. My family came here in the 1840s, escaping the famine in Ireland. And my great-great-grandfather came to Yellow Springs and worked on the railroad, building the railroad at the time. There's always been a blend of people who are native to Ohio, who have been here for generations, but also people who come in.
So he's doing the whole, well, this country was built by immigrants.
Yeah.
But they were better immigrants. Like the Irish immigrants are better than modern day Somalis or Haitians,
And
right?
IQ alone, and they were heavily discriminated against and argued against.
Yeah,
Right?
and his Irish family that came and worked on the railroad, they didn't get free healthcare, a free house, food stamps, and an SBA loan. They got probably overworked, underpaid, mistreated, lived in a dirty tenement with like a million other people.
Yeah, and I think we're done with building railroads too.
Yeah, there's nothing left to build. Like I think we're pretty good. We don't need migrants to build anything.
We're all set on in-home health aides and autism centers too, right?
Yeah.
So it's all shit that's government funded that they're sucking at the teat on. And he had a horrible quote later in this. We're not going to let this guy go on and yap his bullshit. But it says, Ohio's GOP governor calls Trump's plan to deport Haitians a mistake. You'd be sending people back to hell.
We need to keep the people from hell here.
And what do you call the hell people? Demons? So he's advocating for demons in Ohio. Why? Do they have like outsized influence on him? These are Republicans.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the most frustrating part. And then he also in the interview said that 23% of Ohio's physicians are foreign born, as if that's good.
That's horrible.
You don't have to be Indian to be a doctor. In fact, it's worse.
Those are some of the best paying jobs. And we've all seen how race plays a role in getting into medical school. Lower MCATs, worse GPAs, worse schools. And if your skin color is the right thing, then, oh yeah, come on in.
If you come from a third world country and you're a doctor there, doesn't really translate. And then, like you said, he said, oh, they're going back to hell. Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
Is that what hell looks like?
That conflicts. That is a conflicting statement. Yeah. they have to play both sides all the time. I just don't get why someone goes on fucking TV to defend Haitians on temporary protected status, right? Temporary.
And there's so few, like there's like a lot, in that area in Ohio, but like bigger picture, it's not like you're trying to get votes, or appeal to the base. It's like you're appealing to the Haitians who shouldn't even be here and want to stay. I'm assuming they're all just going to go to sanctuary cities and get out of Ohio.
Yeah, they're going to get lost in the shuffle. They're going to go deeper into the interior or find a place, probably Boston or something like that.
Yeah, because Marquayne Mullen was talking about his plan to get rid of them, and here he goes.
Yeah, this was a follow-up to I really hope we actually go after them, and this kind of eased my mind a little bit.
All right, there's a lot of talk about this court ruling for TPS. What is TPS? Temporary protective status. Let me emphasize on that first word, temporary. Now, there's a lot of talk going on because why the Supreme Court just recently ruled that President Trump can end TPS for a certain group of individuals. Temporary meant temporary. There's two options now if you fall underneath the category that the court just ruled on. You can self-deport. We will buy you an airline ticket and give you $2,600 to go back to either the country you go to or a country you choose that will accept you. Or we'll come find you. And if you think you're going to just wait out the Trump administration, it's not going to work. We will find you and we will deport you. Do yourself a favor. Go on to DHS's website and say, I want to self-deport. And we...
Okay, so everyone's getting $2,600 on the way out, a few billy on the way out.
I don't give a fuck. That's worth it. Every penny is worth it. And then enforcement, obviously, you're going to have to pay salaries and wages to the people going to actually make the arrest. But I hope Marquayne here isn't all hat, no cattle. Because these people need to get the fuck out.
Yeah, I was thinking for the money, it's like that probably could have gone to the people whose cats they ate or the people whose rent went up because they had subsidized rent being paid for.
Yeah.
But I guess to get them out is worth it. But 2,600 is a lot, and you can't really do that for everybody.
You're paying 2,600 to a person who, on average, like what did we say? The Somalis were like 80% welfare rate. Haitians can't be far behind, so $2,600, like you make that back in not paying someone. So
that's a good point.
I don't give a fuck. That's a small enough number, and it might be enough to incentivize them. But man, we got to move forward. And this made me, we were pissed at Mark Twain for meeting with agricultural farmers, but this is a good one.
Hopefully the Haitians are out.
And that's the thing is we get court battles everywhere, right? This judge ruled that you have to do this. I have a court date in 5 years. So when you get a chunk of people where the legal ruling actually made way, you have to absolutely finish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to our broad section now. This is from France, but I want to make a bigger point. Some guy kind of just stumbles onto some migrants who are cooking outside with fire in a highly flammable forest fire warning zone.
They got the open flames. They got the pots. And they're in the brush. Like it's not a clearing. It's not a campsite. They're on the brush.
They're on the brush, which is the key. And that's why I wanted to bring this up. I think the Canadian forest fires were probably started by migrants.
Yeah. And I'm not positive, but that's my speculation as well.
Or Israel, and they wanted the smoke to ruin my vacation.
Smart.
But I think it was probably migrants, allegedly, but I bet it was.
Yeah, and this says police are looking for over 160 arsonists in France and over 20 in Spain after devastating wildfires. And then you see something like this, and you go, was it arsonist or retarded migrant?
Yeah.
Call it, friendo.
And then we have another clip here. This was going viral yesterday. Spain, or is it a country outside of Spain, like an island called Quetta?
Yeah, it's actually near Morocco, so it's on the other side of the Mediterranean. But we'll just play these in the background. Total zombie invasion happening in territory that Spain controls. I don't care where it is, right? Mm-hmm. But
they got 40,000 illegals in basically a day. And the whole area is 80,000 people total. So 50% increase in population in one day, and they're all African men, no women and children.
Yeah, notice the demographics, and they're crawling through barbed wire and stuff here. They're swimming. They're coming out of the water with like a bike and goods. And they're already terrorizing the city. And the way I understand it is usually these people get repelled or apprehended and then deported back. But this shows like a mentality. And then not only that mentality, but like the power of social media for coordinating these types of things. Like, did everyone just say, hey, we're all doing it together right now?
Hey guys, let's plan this out.
And that's kind of how it happened. And so a lot of people have been commenting about this, like, Spain is fucked and Europe's toast. Look at what we have here. I don't think we're that high and mighty. Like, have you been to Walmart recently? Have you been to a Costco? Have you explored, certain pockets of Michigan, how they're naming the streets? We're not like holier than them. There's no Haitians over there, right? And we flew people in under Biden, right? So
yeah.
I don't know. There's this flippant attitude like, geez, Spain's fucked. It's like, what are we? You've seen our numbers.
Well, at least Spain won that soccer match, though.
Yeah. That's what's important. with their Muslim star, right?
And then if they lose, now these guys could burn the whole city down.
Yeah.
Our next...
So I don't know. We're watching it, but I guess they usually respond pretty well, and they usually actually deport those. But it's more about intent and like military men and like making a statement almost. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if they go back or not. This is the energy of the entire third world. And I do feel bad that Spain is right there close to Africa.
Yeah, that's the tough part.
Yeah.
All right, next we have a clip of some migrants getting free homes in the UK, and here they are taking a tour.
Come view with us our new home, new built 4-bedroom social housing property we've been offered. This is us going around to check and make sure there are no safety concerns before we accept this property and move in. The garden was quite a good size with a shed. The front we had a few safety concerns. We then proceed to go up to the rooms and check everything. This is a 4-bedroom property, new build, like I said, for a family of 8 with 4 children. We need a property that have
Looks pretty nice.
It looks great.
Brand new stone brick outside like that. That's like a swanky place in a certain city.
And the Africans say we're making sure there's no safety concerns. What did you have back there? What'd you have back over there?
You're the safety concern.
And then there's this thing that I was thinking about. Like, obviously, housing and maintenance and all that. Like, if you get handed something, there's not as much sort of in the back of your mind, I worked hard, I need to keep this nice. It's, this was provided for me, I'm entitled to this. There's something that flips in their brain.
Yeah.
And I know, like, council housing, as they call it in the UK and Ireland, is basically their, like, low-income housing or welfare-type Section 8 housing, their version. And you always hear stories of, like, I grew up in council housing, like a businessman or something, or an athlete. I grew up in council housing. I promised I'd get my mom out of there, all this. There's a lot of these people are generational. Like, we've shown a lot of statistics about how people who went into certain countries, like I think maybe it was the Netherlands and it was Syrians in Netherlands, that like after 3 generations, there was basically unchanged use of the social housing. These are dependent people forever. You're giving them a 4-bedroom.
That's so true. Like the poor
there's no
guy.
come up.
Yeah, the poor guy who's a businessman. I used to be in council housing and now I'm out. They get there and go, this is good forever.
Yeah.
We could have 3 generations in this house.
Exactly.
And we're going to. Oh, man, that's tough. And then we have our own version of it in America, but this one's for homeless people. But basically, they're 3D printing houses for the homeless in Austin, Texas, and they're at a cost of $99K each.
Yeah, and then someone made a meme like 1 year later, and obviously that's the extreme end of it, but that is what it'll be. And again, that's the point where if you're handed something, there's no sort of like, oh, I got to keep it nice. This was a gift. This was my leg up. It's all going to be run down and stuff. And then compare giving a $99,000 house to a homeless person who like likes drugs and being on the street. Compare that to like someone who just got out of college who's actually in a shitty amount of college debt who goes, oh my gosh, like this actually just saved me.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Like an appreciative person. So I guess that's the point I wanted to make. Like, it's kind of like the energy of the broke, financially illiterate person who wins $1 million on a scratch off. And then they blow it. And then 3 years later, they're back in the same position because they didn't, I didn't invest it or whatever. It's the same thing for the homeless, right?
It's very true.
These guys the homeless people should be in dorms, Put them in a dorm room, common area. We're trying to do houses for people who could never attain a house. You know what I'm saying?
Just go straight to the result.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's true. And then when the houses don't work and they're all ruined and stripped of all the copper wire and all the money that they spent on the project is like 90% stolen, they'll say, all right, all in favor of putting these guys up in hotels, say aye. And that'll just be it. It'll be a hotel scam. Yeah. All right, well, that's the end of our migrant section. We're now moving on to the final page of housekeeping where I can say whatever I want. Use the opportunity to go to the post, help us juice the algo, like, comment again, and then start yapping. P.O. Box notifications, old episodes, link to this episode of the boys in the group chat. Please join members tomorrow at 11 a.m. We are dropping a new Fleckus Files. It's very cool. It's my best Fleckus Files I've done yet.
Whoa.
Best one I've done yet. I'm really excited about it. It's called the Gary Sudbrink tapes. It's about an Air Force captain named Gary Sudbrink who gets some weird phone calls that he can't explain. We have a little example clip right here.
Here's Gary Sudbrink there. You are being impersonated by the other voice.
Okay.
Being impersonated by the other voice.
I can see that.
Yeah, who's this? Steven? Are you playing games with me or what? Huh?
So how long are you going to be back from Texas?
Yeah, this is you, Steve. You idiot. You're pissing me off. Jerk. I'm gonna get you on. Let's see what it says. Review. One new call out of area. Is Steven out of the area?
Are you going to be back from Texas?
Wait, say that again?
You're being impersonated by the other voice.
Steven, if you're playing games, I'm going to kick your ass.
Wasn't that spooky?
Spooky.
Very spooky. So we break down that whole story. It's super intriguing. New Fleckus Files tomorrow, Saturday at 11 a.m. for members. Check it out. You guys are going to love it. Let's get into the final page. We're going to go kind of quick, but we have a lot of flock stories. We've talked about flock the last few months, and obviously there's cameras everywhere now that no one voted for. And you might be thinking, well, I'm sure when the cameras go up, at least the crime goes down. It's that kind of mindset, and it's not even true. We have a kind of a long tweet, but there's some important information in it.
Yeah, this woman says they tell you flock cameras are there to fight crime. So I pulled the actual police logs from my new favorite website, haveibeenflocked.com. 233 million searches that they have been able to get via FOIA requests. And here's what fighting crime actually looks like. 84% had no case number at all. The most common reason a cop typed in the box, blank, nothing, meaning like, why did I look this up? Only about 9% were even tagged as a real crime. Test and training show up as reasons run on real people's cars. The FBI and Homeland Security were wired into local camera networks your town never signed off on. Yeah, and it says, so what is Flock? Flock is 100,000 plus plate cameras bolted to poles across America. They read your plate everywhere you drive and never forget. And then Nova is Flock's AI that turns your plate into you, your name, address, family, everyone you know in seconds with no warrant. And then Signal Trace is a competitor's tool that tracks the Bluetooth off your phone, your AirPods, your watch, which doesn't even need your plate. So
there you go.
Yeah.
It's like way, you think, oh, it's just trying to get surveillance of something when it happens. It's way worse. They're tracking everything like 99% of the time, and then maybe occasionally it'll help with a crime.
And it does. It does help with the crimes. When there's an active shooter or something, like what was that? Those random people shooting around in Austin, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Austin didn't have Flock, but when they went out in a suburb that did have Flock, they caught them. But one of the things that I've been thinking about recently, we've covered it in Chicago and I think one other city, possibly Baltimore. But so Flock's going up everywhere, but those cities are getting rid of ShotSpotter. So it's just so inconsistent. The worst black crime shooting gun areas are getting rid of their ShotSpotter, but then like suburban streets are reading your license plates in parking lots, right?
Crazy. And then it's kind of spreading this surveillance theme in general. Walmart now has body cams like cops have.
Apparently. Axon body cams are popping up on cashiers at my local Walmart. In my post from yesterday, I said nothing is locked up at my Walmart, and it's out in the country. To add to that, we don't even have a receipt checker at the door. How do y'all feel about this? Is this different than the self-checkout register cameras recording your every move? So yeah, he's just circling a body camera on a Walmart.
Crazy, which I don't know if that's everywhere. It's probably not. Let us know in the comments if you guys have seen that.
Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, we're 10 years past this. Every Walmart, Target, whatever, you're heavily filmed, right? So
yeah. And then in the same vein of this like futuristic surveillance state we're kind of barreling towards, I found this and I thought it was really interesting. This guy bought a Bronco and he says Ford shut it off, but it's actually not true. He bought a Bronco on credit and then he missed one of his payments.
Okay.
And then the third party that he has the loan out from installed something in the car where they have the power to turn your car off now. So this guy was driving on the highway and this car just turned off because he was late for one of his payments.
Is it because I didn't make my payment on my Ford Bronco? Ford shut down my car because the payment is late? Dang, that's rough. That's like a scam, right? So my brand new Bronco with 3,000 miles on it is broke down in the middle of... I don't think Ford realizes how rough it is out here. Doing my best. I mean, I could...
So, we get it.
I think he's blaming the wrong thing.
He's blaming Ford, but I looked into it. It was actually the people he got the loan from. But it's the same thing we've been talking about where, like, you buy a car, but you don't even own the car.
Yeah.
Like, you don't own... But he technically has a loan, so you could maybe argue that. But the idea that some someone else outside of you can turn off your car or your ability to travel because of something they decide, that's kind of the red flag part.
All right.
And our last piece of this segment.
I don't know, man. A lot of people. Have you seen any of the repo cams or like the people who have YouTube channels doing the repo stuff? The people are hiding cars. Like, it's like, man, GPS shows it's here, and it's like under a tarp back behind when they know they're like, oh, I get it. But this guy was kind of like almost exaggerating it. Like I was on the freeway or something. It's like, I don't know. You must have turned it off because it's all about the starter. They put a little piece of tech in between the ignition so that they can turn it off, I think.
So something to think about, but I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah.
And our last piece from this dystopian future AI section, AI has been collecting really rare books and scanning them, but after they scan them, through that process, they actually destroy the old books too.
They cut the spine off the book, and then because it's easier to scan, so they're like, and then they dump it, right?
Yeah.
You want me to read the whole thing?
Just read maybe the summation.
Yeah, AI companies are bulk buying rare books, scanning them through high-speed machines that cut the spines off and shredding the originals. A service called ISBN DB facilitates orders of up to 1 million books and keeps buyers anonymous. Pre-2022 books are a premium because they're free of AI-generated text. A federal judge ruled the practice is fair use because eliminating the original copy means only one copy exists at a time. Anthropic hired the former head of Google Books partnerships to obtain all the books in the world.
All the books in the world.
Yeah.
So then
and
those
destroying them after, like
yeah.
book burning or whatever the liberals are, banned books and book burning, and then they're feeding them to the computer and shredding it.
And then it's we'll keep it how it was. We'll let you read it.
Yeah.
You know, who controls the AI? You want to get rid of old books. Now you can't access them. Now AI only has that information. And you basically control history, maybe.
Yeah.
Not pretty. All right, well, that's the end of the final page of housekeeping. We're now moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, Cringe of the Week. Our first story from Cringe of the Week. This is what modern art looks like now.
Right here. I'll take you. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired.
So everyone has to pretend that's good.
Yeah, that's avant-garde. That's highbrow shit. Wow, what a depiction of racism or something in America. It's just a guy yelling and then like blowing a horn in your face, annoying you.
Yeah, and we were talking before, like we kind of thought art was supposed to be stuff you don't like usually see.
Yeah.
This is like any subway in any blue city. This guy stays at the Roosevelt Hotel after this.
Yeah, you can find him on the DC Metro, the CTA, MTA, anything pretty much. There's one of him.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe he doesn't have the paint, but he's the same color. And it's the exact same message, right?
And he's yelling and getting in your face.
Maybe this is really, really high-end art, and it's for people who are never near them, and they live specifically in a country club.
And this is what it's like.
Yeah,
you get to experience, this is what the subways, this is what the E-train's like.
Mm-hmm.
And
this kind of reminds me of like that one time, remember we showed a video of that conductor who came out, and he was just like doing hip-hop dances. It's like, no, you can't just do the same thing. You can't just do the same thing, guys.
And I wonder if maybe Democrats could make a case for permanent citizenship for all of the loud African types like this because they're all artists now?
Yeah, there's a new visa out there. Like, you know how the Indians found the one where if you're a victim of a robbery, they can stay? Yeah, yeah.
It's like if you're loud and obnoxious and getting in people's face, that's art.
That's actually art.
We have another example of bad art. This is a theater performance.
This one actually is one you don't see every day.
That is rare.
The subway chimp out guy earlier, you do see that often. Lady stroking.
A lot of different techniques being implemented too.
Yeah. What did you see?
There, two hands.
One of them had a big wide grip, like it was Elliot Page.
The big
Elliot
lady.
Page forearm hog. One of the big ones. Doctor gave me a big one.
The big lady's going like this. Good for you.
Yeah.
You know? So that one lady's grabbing her balls.
Yeah, I don't know what they're up to.
So that's pretty good, and I guess that is rare, and it's a unique performance.
Yeah, I hate it, but
this is high class shit. You don't get it.
It is rare. Yeah,
you wouldn't get it.
You don't get it.
It's high class art. All right, next we have a clip of a really bad student driver.
Put on the pedal.
This the pedal, right?
Yes, but what are you doing with the left foot?
Huh?
What you doing with your left
Nothing.
foot?
I'm trying to make sure they right.
Don't even put that one over there. We only use that right. Move that left one over. You scaring me.
Okay.
Put the right one through the middle of the brake. That is your left foot,
This one?
sweetheart. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure. This is my first time driving.
You ain't drove before?
No. I told you that.
Oh, okay. I get it.
My first time ever practicing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, this is going to be good for you. Put your big toe through the center of the brake pedal. The brake pedal is to the left. That's the gas pedal. Move your foot to the left. Sweetheart, move the left foot over. We're never putting the left foot on any of the pedals.
Okay, so this one. Or this one. It's this one, right?
Yes, you keep...
That's what I asked you the first time.
No, yes, but on the left pedal.
Oh, right here. I'm confused.
Okay, move your feet back. Okay. This is the brake.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gas.
That's the gas. Mm-hmm.
I want you to put your right foot through the center of the brake pedal. Right foot, brake pedal. That is the gas.
Okay, so this one.
Why do you keep putting your left foot on it? You're not under.
Bro, I'm confused.
Show me your left foot.
This is my left foot.
Which one?
This one.
That's your left foot?
I mean, this my. Wait, I'm trying to see which one I right with. This my left. This my right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the person doesn't know left from right.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel dumber for watching that. And for me, left and right, I see people do, or I hear people doing this. This is left. It's like innate in me. It's not, it's so ingrained and deep that it's over. I'll never have to think about it. And think about what this girl missed. Welcome to Earth. Hello. Oh, it's an alien. This is how an alien acts. Like, think about it. Those little kid cars, like a little kid motorized car.
Mm-hmm.
She never drove that. Never drove a golf cart. Never drove a go-kart of any kind. Never watched her mom drive.
Never paid attention to any time people were driving in the car.
I don't get it, man. I don't know. I think we're fucked if this is who's out on the road. And then imagine someone like this who actually just got here and doesn't speak the language, and they're getting out on the road.
That's who we're dealing with. And you think this person has a job or is going to work one day? If you don't know left and right, what kind of job could you do?
Yeah.
Not an Uber driver.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is the one person who should be maybe on EBT in Section 8.
Yeah.
If there's no fucking way. And the funny thing is there's 4 variables, right? Your left foot, your right foot, the brake, and the gas. And then the left foot's out.
So half of them are gone.
So you're down to 3 variables. 1 leg, 2 places. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's pretty spooky stuff.
Yeah.
Because we've covered it, and like
she's passed school. She's been passed through grades.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's like in high school and like gonna graduate. And we've shown Justin Awad clips where no one knows anything. They don't know what century they're in, what how to tell time or what 3 times 3 times 3 is. That is maybe a new low. You don't know left and right.
Yeah,
that's crazy. All right, our next clip is Byron Donalds. We are not a huge fan of Byron here in Florida.
We're fucked. We're just like in Florida, we had DeSantis. Now we're taking a huge step down to Byron.
Yeah, Byron, and he has like this repeated bit he does every time that I think is fake.
It's my mom. I'm in the middle of a rally. This stuff is not pre-programmed. It just happens.
It's my mom. Hey, Mom. Great, I'm in the middle of a speech right now. Side note, in all seriousness, it really was her. Some people are like, that wasn't his mother. That was a political thing. No, it's my mom.
Unfortunately, this tricks the boomers.
Yeah.
They like it.
Yeah.
Oh, he's calling his mom. Oh, he's a right-wing black person. Well, we're going to vote for a right-wing black person. We don't care about race.
Yeah, surely he didn't support the BLM movement back in 2020 or do anything like that.
Yeah, so that's just something I wanted to point out. Keep an eye out for Byron Donalds' fake bits.
Hillary Clinton, hot sauce in her purse. That's the same fucking energy.
It's the same shit. And that's maybe what they tell you to do when you
pay $100,000 to a consultant.
You pay money to a consultant. You get big money donations from people that are outside of the state with special interests, and then they say, all right, get this consultant firm going to make you more authentic. What if you had a fake phone call with your mom? That's boom, boom, boom. That's the cycle. All right, next, this lady is policing words, and she's going to tell us why saying stakeholder is racist.
You shouldn't be using the word stakeholder, and this is why. The word stakeholder actually comes from the action of staking and claiming land from Indigenous peoples in what's now called Canada. People are readily using this terminology all over LinkedIn, at every conference you go to, in every proposal that you read, thinking that it means an interest holder or rights holder or somebody that might have decision-making power. But really, it comes from this extractive practice that has historically left people out. So what could you use instead? Instead, you could use terms like rights holder, decision maker, interest holder, or even just naming the person or community that you're working with. Sometimes that specificity is what makes your communications better. If you're looking...
So Native Americans are mad about this, or Indians are mad about this?
I don't know. I don't think she's spoken to any of them.
Yeah. Do they hear someone say the word stakeholder and go, no, this reminds me of my family's land?
Not again. And, you know, I try not to do personal attacks or anything. I try not to be mean. You try to beat the idea themselves. But when you're taking stakeholder and you're trying to put some energy on it or make it some sort of woke thing, I just look at all the things that could be improved before you get to the word stakeholder, right? I see a gut. I see a gut. I don't see a wedding ring, you know? I see unathletic body. I see some hardwood floor that could maybe be brought back to life or polished, you know? All those things are before the word stakeholder gets scrutinized, right?
Yeah.
And this is someone who's too much time, too deep in the mind, too far away from how the food's made.
Yeah.
Where ultimately you go, stakeholder, when you're eating slop and you're kind of getting heavier. So, yeah, those are my personal attacks.
Well, those work.
A lot of things before stakeholder comes up.
Yeah,
right?
there's a list.
That's my main point. Yeah.
And then the word stakeholder is
10 push-ups. 10 push-ups, right? Before
Yeah.
stakeholder gets. And then this was also actually kind of a moment to take inventory of us. And I'm like, well, what do we talk about all the time? Because sometimes we talk about dumb shit. But we're talking about like massive demographic changes in the greatest country in the world. We're talking about wasting 50% of the tax money on entitlements for like retarded people who will never be productive in our country. You know, in Cringe, sometimes like people talking to kids about sex and like chopping cocks off and stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. It's all tangible, real matter stuff, you know? I don't give a fuck about stakeholder.
Yeah, repeat offenders, transfer everyone.
Impulsive, violent crime.
Yeah, trillions of dollars in wasteful spending. And then on that side, what about the word stakeholder?
Yeah.
But this person is like a useful idiot because these types are obviously deep in HR departments. They're deep in all the different industries and education. And they kind of do perpetuate this idea that you have to police your words and this is offensive and you can't say that. So people kind of stand down so they can load your country up with all the third worlders and there's less opposition to that.
Yeah.
And I was doing some research on this, and just like there's her way of thinking for the left, there's a very far right way of thinking where instead of saying master bedroom, because master bedroom is offensive because it's like master of the house, like slave owner.
Real estate agents changed it to primary suite pretty recently. They said, well, we're getting rid of master. It's the primary suite now.
And there's some groups online who are trying to change it not only back to master bedroom, but to N-word owner's room.
Yeah, the N-word owning suite. Yeah. So
there's always going to be a reaction and a reaction to that.
Where there's a yin, there's a yang.
Yeah,
so the N-word owner's room.
Primary owner's suite or primary suite, N-word owner's room. Yeah. Maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Nice double sink in the N-word room. Or whatever.
The N-word owning room.
Yeah.
All right, our next clip, we have some child protesters.
Outside of Tesla or like the Tesla restaurant, maybe? Is that what it was?
And listen to what they're yelling about. All right, we get it. Right-wing kids aren't disrespectful like that.
Oh, of course not. And then it's all, these are like young kids doing the buzzwords. Pedophile, Epstein, racist,
Fascist,
Nazi.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, all right, man. So nothing? So the same thing a college girl would yell? You just got fast-tracked? What happened to climbing trees or breaking your arm on a trampoline?
Yeah.
Mom brought you to the Tesla with a bullhorn.
And a lot of the times they're yelling and like looking over to the parents for approval. It's kind of about parent approval as well. And then in the 90s when we grew up, there was, kids in school that were kind of weird and had the nail polish. They kind of got dealt with in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like normal level bullying that kind of straightened them out. And now it's just, whatever the kids want to do, they do. Like, look at that outfit.
The mommy chose the bands on your denim. And she put the bandana on your hair.
You can, yeah, exactly.
So you're looking at young women. You're looking at little micro mommy's boy women.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I think this is new territory. Like this has never happened.
Yeah.
Because way back in the day, it was like Child's in the Mines or like the chimney sweeper child. They were at work. They couldn't protest anything, and maybe wages back then. And then, it was normal kid life, and only now are we getting this. Like, it's almost untested. I'd like to follow that kid throughout his life and see how it turns out, or if he has a look back of regret, right?
We'll keep an eye on it. But for the Democrats now, it's like children, repeat offenders, illegal immigrants.
Criminals, yeah.
That's, trans. That's who the side is comprised of.
Yeah.
All right, our last clip of Cringe, we have some trans road rage that ends in pepper spray.
And what is this? The guy is the what? What do they call it? The filmer? Sovereign citizen? Not sovereign citizen, but...
free speech auditor?
Yeah, amendment, whatever.
Videotaping me?
What?
Videotaping me?
Yeah.
Why?
You just stopped in front of me.
Are you a creep?
No.
You fuck with little kids?
No. Why would you automatically go to that weird shit?
I asked you a question.
And I don't owe you answers.
Yeah, you do, because
No,
if
I
you fuck with
fucking
little
don't.
kids, I'll fuck you up
I
right
don't
here.
fuck with little kids. I don't give a shit about little kids. Are you a little kid?
I was at one time.
Well, you're not now. You just act like a child. Fuck you.
Bitch,
Go
do
away.
something.
No.
Boy, you're
Touch
a fucking
me.
coward. Pissed off.
So
You
go
got no idea
fucking
where I
cry
just
somewhere
came
else.
from.
So they argue for like 4 minutes, going in a circle, and we're just cutting to kind of the key part.
I don't give a shit.
I just got my fucking phone
I
stolen.
don't fucking
all
care.
kinds of shit.
I don't fucking care.
Bitch.
Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me.
Fucking punk.
Get the fuck out. I'm gonna
Fuck
get
you.
you more. Get the fuck out of here. I fucking told you 10 times.
Fuck.
I fucking told you 10 times. Didn't I?
Fuck you.
I fucking told you.
Shut up, you fucking piece of shit. Ah!
Fucking come at me with a taser? You out of your fucking mind?
Fuck.
All right. So what I wanted to talk about was the gaslighting.
Yeah.
From the trans person. Like, what are you, a creep? What you fuck with little kids? What do you have, an iPad full of weird shit under your bed and your iPad? It's like, what? What was that part? No.
Let me check your bed. Let me check under your bed.
What are you talking about?
That's a very weird thing that's kind of come about in our society recently. Like pedophile and diddler. Like that's thrown around like what? What do you know? You can tell? You know what I mean? It's such an underground crime and it's become like the number one accusation. It's almost like a low IQ verbal tick now.
And in this case, it's a projection
For
because
sure.
the guy in the skirt is saying, what are you, a creep, weird with kids?
Holy shit.
No, I'm not.
I'm holding an iPhone and
It's like, no, I'm not. And I'm not going to call you that because you just called me that. It'd be too obvious. So I guess no one here is a creep. Like, is that what he's trying to do? Get ahead of it?
Yeah, but
you call me a creep? That's just because I called you a creep first.
Yeah. And if you're ever going to get First Amendment audited or whatever, like when they film you, those people, they're always looking for a reaction. You got to play Disney music on your iPhone.
Yeah.
You got to start playing Disney music because then they can't use it. They can't use the content online.
That's what they used to do to us at Man on the Street.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Still
smart.
holds up. Still holds up.
Yeah. What you don't want to do is say, you can't do this. I'm calling the police and they're going to stop you. That's what they want.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the end of Cringe. We're now moving on to Urban Decay. All right. Our first clip of Urban Decay. Big fight at Chuck E. Cheese.
Hey,
Damn, this crazy. Hey. No. Call the police. Call the police. Hell no, he attacked me. Right here. Come on, baby. Hell no, he attacked me. It's okay, mama. It's okay. It's okay.
All right, we get it. Charles Entertainment Cheese would not be happy.
And you see the one employee going around like, can you please stop? And unfortunately, this is like an oil fire. You got to let it burn out on its own. You can't get involved.
And the kids are crying. Kids are seeing this. And imagine your parent or your mom is fighting some other mom. Like, how could your mom ever teach you a lesson about like self-control or keep your hands to yourself or don't fight or don't whatever? Like, you really can't teach your kids any lessons if they see you in this state at any point.
Yeah, and I think children are obviously always looking at your actions way more than you think. I mean, there's a genetic component too, but like kids having all the same exact mannerisms and, actions speaking louder than words, and you see how everybody acts. But yeah, it's supposed to be a nice day about the kids, about my kids. And what could this possibly be about is the question,
What could have happened?
A prize, a machine someone was on. I don't even know.
Give me back my daughter.
Yeah, a fat. I don't know, man.
I don't get it.
It's just pathetic.
It just happens. It has to happen every time. And then we have some retail thieves here that got caught with some interesting mugshots.
Yeah, we'll show the mugshots as I read the tweet about it. 4 people, 1 alleged retail crime crew, store after store. Authorities in Pensacola say 4 suspects were arrested in connection with a series of alleged retail robberies targeting shopping malls and businesses. Investigators allege the group worked together, stole merchandise valued at more than $750 per incident, and even used devices designed to bypass retail security systems. According to authorities, the investigation uncovered enough evidence to identify the suspects and make arrests. Detectives are now investigating whether this crew may be connected to additional incidents.
That's pretty good. Some of those bitches could fuck you up.
No, I don't think so.
That top right one looks like she can maybe knock someone out.
Looks a little bit mannish, that low sexual dimorphism in that community, possibly. But this, again, guys, we gave you, lessons about unkempt dreads, and that's a very big sign of danger. And I think these Shaniqua bangs, I don't know, 3 out of the 4 have them in the retail theft crew.
The glued down hair.
The glued down bangs, which I don't even get. I don't understand what it's supposed to look like or signify, but I think that's a sign to stay away because they get loud and they beat bitches up. They pull hair and beat bitches up at Chuck E. Cheese. So
part of a crime ring.
Yeah, so that's something to look out for. And I like how, there's kind of sometimes the FBI will recruit a master forger to help them come on our side and help us identify the forgers or the scammers. Kind of like the Frank Abagnale Catch Me If You Can meme. And then these girls, the group worked together, stole merchandise, and even used devices designed to bypass retail security systems. Like, that's their end. Like, I worked in retail, now I steal retail. They don't flip to help the FBI, they flip to steal. Yeah, I used to work at Five Below. I know how it go.
You just take it and walk out. It's not even that extensive.
Yeah. But just big, fat, ugly bitches. And there's some about ugliness and sloppiness and, everyone says, it's about who you are on the inside. I don't know, man. I think it shows up on you. I think there's something to it. You're ugly on the inside and out, usually. Most people want to believe that that's fake. But honestly, attractive people are usually pretty nice and smart and ahead of you, too.
It's a good point. Judging a book by its cover.
And the big, ugly, fat, evil bitches are doing retail theft as a gang,
Who could have guessed?
Yeah.
All right, next we have a government-hosted teen takeover that just happened.
Yeah, this was reported from the Daily Wire, who I believe an intern at the Daily Wire stumbled upon this after leaving a dinner in Washington, D.C., and the title is, I went to a teen takeover. It ended with gunshots and was put on by the government. Masked teens take over a government event in the nation's capital, and everyone there knew what was coming. And basically, the way the story goes is this person kind of went in and was loitering around the edges of the group, kind of asking people what's up and what's going on. And people were saying, oh, the DPR puts it on. It's an event from the DPR. But nobody really knew what the DPR was. And it turns out the DPR is the District of Columbia's Departments of Parks and Recreation. And the article says, the teens I spoke to that night said they were there for the government-organized event. Its Instagram account identifies it as a government organization that organizes fun programs and events. One of those events, according to the department's website, is called Late Night Hype. It's a program created in 2021 to give teens and young adults safe, high-energy spaces to connect after hours. So basically it ended in gunshots, and it was supposed to be safe, but obviously there's no guardrails on making it safe. So basically, the Department of Parks and Recreation in D.C. was loosely organizing a teen takeover.
And that ended in gunshots. Who could have guessed it?
Yeah, so it says an 18-year-old girl named Makala told me the event was organized by the DPR, and she didn't know what it stood for. And she said organizers reach the kids through Instagram.
So they're doing it on purpose.
So it's government-funded Washington, D.C. teen takeovers. I don't know.
Coming to a neighborhood near you.
Maybe. But since 2022, and that's part of the thing. It's like a lot of these programs are like, you'd think, how did we not know about all this USAID spending and stuff? It's under wraps, and you have to like stumble across it. And then the attendees don't even know what the 3-letter organization who started it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
They don't even know they're being played or put into this situation, right?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, our next clip is a woman who's gloating about all the EBT she gets that we pay for.
I don't need to work. I don't work at all. You right. You right, I don't work. I just stay right here in my bed, snuggled up, and reply to y'all dumbass comments. And I got my Section 8. Yeah. So you pay them this rent here for this apartment. And phone service. Yeah, that too. Yeah. And free internet service. Like all that. Right here. So while you out here clocking in, I'm right here snuggled up in my bed. Toothless and happy. That's why y'all really mad. It's because I don't have to work. I just be right here in my bed every day.
So she's demoralizing the people who pay for her stuff.
Yeah, and again, maybe this is another one of those too far from where the food is. I don't think ever in the history of the world, someone who was receiving the benefits was like taunting and demoralizing the people paying for those. Like it's an inversion of the natural order of the world. And I think we're so far away from the natural order of the world that we're now finding things that have never possibly happened before. Right? And she's comfy in her bed and shit, but I bet if you gave her some sexy red tickets or a seafood boil, she'd pop out of that bed like the grandpa from Charlie at a chocolate factory. Start dancing around, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Toothless bitch.
We're paying for the Charlie Wonka's grandparents' lifestyle.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, living in the bed. And this is another same thing. The ugly on the inside, ugly on the out, you know? I think I'm seeing something here.
You could judge this book by its cover and be pretty much on point.
The toothless, ugly bitch, right?
Good to know. All right, our next clip takes place, I believe, in the UK, right?
Yeah, this is the UK, and this is the aftermath of a robbery from a store with a knife from an African criminal.
So an African criminal robs a store with a knife. This guy gets him down. Then look what happens.
Because I own something in the store. Wake up on me, bro. Shut up. Wake up on me. Hey.
So here comes store security.
That's fucking stupid. What have you got on you? Have you got any weapons? Hey, have you got any weapons on you? Have you got any weapons on you? I love you guys. Yeah, bro. You got weapons on you? Yeah. What have you got? I don't have no weapon on me, bro. What's up on me? Relax. You are a police officer? Relax. I'm security.
No, I'm not even sure. Who are you?
You're a member of the public.
You didn't have to throw him down like that regardless.
He's used physical force to prevent a crime.
You weren't here, Clark. Don't talk to me.
His mouth just fled from the scene of crime.
I'm not saying that. I'm a police officer myself.
Thank you. You see what he did?
You didn't have to throw him down on the floor like that.
Thank you.
You didn't have
Where'd
to
you
throw him
at?
down.
Where'd you at? Thank you. Make a video, please. Make a video for them, please. He can take his arms. Make a video for him, please.
So the woman comes over and says you didn't have to throw him down like that.
The elderly, like upper middle-aged, weak woman comes in to defend the visible criminal being pinned down and surrounded by 3 able-bodied men. And like the hero, you know, the guy who's the hero comes in, gets chided by the libtard woman. And like how you save Western civilization is by marginalizing, ignoring, and diminishing that woman's opinions as much as humanly possible.
Exactly.
You know?
Like she looks at the situation and sees a black man being held down, and that means oppression.
Yeah.
Because he's black, so he's good. Him being held down is bad. And then what about the people who he stole from? What about the store owners or the clerks that he robbed with a knife? Are those people oppressed?
Yeah, that oppression happened 30 seconds ago. Now I'm worried about the African migrant being mistreated, even though he clearly just committed a crime. So, you know, that's just that type of woman. I would never see men wrestling someone down and come up and go, whoa, what happened? Someone should, I'm this guy's lawyer. You know, somebody should probably take his side. I'm like, you want me to hold his legs? What'd he do? I'll catch up in a minute.
Yeah.
You can tell me later. I can tell you're out of breath, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then we have this other women. So to go with it, we're kind of ending Urban on this bad women section.
Yeah,
women who have the worst instincts you've ever seen. The African being held down where security's like on a radio call. I need to help him. Let's see who this woman wants to help.
Let's just say somebody who has raped a woman.
Totally.
Would you like them to be out in the street?
I think my answer is yes, even though that's a challenging answer to say.
So if you got raped, would you like your rapist to be out in the street?
Well, like, let me finish. Because I have been raped, and they are out in the street. And I'm not sure, like, them going to jail is a solution to, like, whatever's going on inside their heart, or even my own heart that, like, contributed to that experience that I'm having. And I don't want more people to get raped, but I don't know for certain that going into a jail in the United States is going to shift anything inside of their like operating system so that they'll make a different choice again.
So you see how she thinks about the criminal instead of the innocent people? Like jail won't fix the rapist? Who the fuck cares? He's in a cage away from innocent people. That's like the important part.
Yeah.
But jail's not going to rehabilitate him, so let him go free. You're an idiot.
Yeah, and I think this might be a little bit of a stretch here. But I think in this type of like, you know, Brooklyn hipster, liberal, white person's mind, I think she's picturing a black man when she's asked about a rapist. And whether or not that's racist or whatever, or that's an implicit bias, who cares? We can unpack that later. But I think she's picturing a black man in her mind, and then that takes over. And I don't think jail will help, you know? That kind of springs into it. So the woman who immediately sides with the African who's clearly in the commission of a crime, the woman who doesn't think a rapist needs to be in jail. You know, this is really what we're all fighting against and what needs to change. So disenfranchised women, no voting. Sorry.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like everyone makes the joke or it's like a meme, like women shouldn't vote, repeal the women's rights or whatever.
Those two women who we just showed you should not have a vote. And then you start going down the list, and then anyone who's close to them, and who's close to them, other women.
And then you understand why like politics has changed over the last 100 years. It's all emotional now.
Yep.
And it's for women and like weak men to vote feelings based instead of just guys doing what needs to be done.
Yeah, and then like you mentioned, that's a huge theme of the libtard mind, which is how do we rehabilitate this guy? How do we change his mind? How do we change his behavior? When really the most simple form of prison is to keep a guy away from everyone else who's okay, from everyone else who can play by the rules and is normal. Sometimes you just need to go on timeout. You're not going to learn a lesson. You're not going to, and hopefully if you're like a stranger rape, you know how brutal that is to like break in this, something like that. And so we got to put you away for 10 of your horniest years or 20. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That big chunk. It's like, oh, you raped someone and you're 24. Well, see you when you're 40. Hopefully that'll go down.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to help Elon Musk get to Mars now.
Yeah, it's nothing about that.
It's not an important guy in society.
It's not about rehabbing you. It's about keeping you away from everybody else. And I don't know. And then also, I think she pictured a black guy, and that's why the answer got weird.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, that's the end of Urban. Don't get too down or too depressed. Moving on to Uplifting Gold, and we have uplifting stuff today. Our first story, some paddle boarders saved a raccoon. So they're on the water. It's raining really hard. The raccoon was struggling. They got him on the paddleboard. And he gets it.
He understands. Yeah,
he understands now is not the time to be getting aggressive with the humans.
Mm-hmm.
He understands that priority number one is getting off the water.
He's better than the guys who are, going into Spain.
Yeah.
He's more well-behaved.
Exactly. The migrants would try to take your paddleboard. Push you off.
I like how raccoons use their hands. I think they yearn to be domesticated.
I've seen people try.
Yeah.
It kind of works. I'd rather have a skunk with no glands than a raccoon pet.
That's actually nice. That's a good idea. Skunk with no glands. They're probably pretty good.
Yeah, that's the move.
Good color scheme,
That's the hack. That's the great color scheme. All right, next, this guy has a funny idea for a business model.
Business idea, open up an ice cream shop or a daycare, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And then hire only illegals. Then tip off ICE that your company is run entirely by illegals. Then start a GoFundMe saying your business was raided by ICE and I need money now to get them back from Guadalajara or whatever. And then take that money and go on a vacation in the Bahamas. Rinse and repeat for the next 80 years.
There you go. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's uplifting.
Not bad.
People making jokes.
You see that, actually, not to get too off track, but there was a guy on Twitter. I don't know if anybody, or I'm sure some of you saw this, but he basically pretended to be Shiloh Hendrix immediately in the aftermath of the trial. And he did like a GoFundMe link. You saw this, right?
No.
He did like a GoFundMe link and, or a PayPal link, whatever it was. And he was taking donations. And then he said, he did a video and it was like, I played y'all, MAGA. I'm a 270-pound black man. I'm not Shiloh Hendrix. You idiots just gave me, I don't know what it was, $10,000 or something. And the guy committed like 4 counts of wire fraud and impersonation. It's like you're going to real jail now.
And you just admit it.
Yeah, so he posted his face and everything. So, that's more of a joke that this guy, but then some hood guy who was trying to come up actually did do it. And now he gonna go to jail. He got, like, people were posting his address, like, here he is. So,
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, our last clip of Uplifting Gold is our Pure Americana clip of the week. We have a very special Lego town this guy made.
Lego City has just had its first case of police brutality outside of this convenience store. There's George Floyd with his fent pen, and Derek Chauvin is kneeling on his neck as these 3 officers just sit and watch. This obviously sparked some riots outside of the police station. These guys are flipping that police car over, and they already flipped and burned this one. This cop is getting dangled over the balcony. This cop's getting beat up, punched in the face by 2 guys. And this cop's literally getting curb stomped right there outside of his own police station. And that is the first act of racism and police brutality in our city. So
there you go.
There you
See,
have
people
it.
with hobbies.
He'll do anything in his Lego City.
That's pretty good. I like people with hobbies like that.
Sure. You got to respect passion, right?
Yep. Well, that's the end of the episode. Make sure you guys become a member by clicking that join button below for the Fleckus Files that drops tomorrow at 11 a.m. It's going to be great. I'm really excited about it. And we do have some shout outs. We have a couple. We have one real one and then another one, which is kind of a call to action. But we have a happy birthday to Aaron, who turns 34 today, July 31st.
Happy birthday, Aaron.
Happy birthday, Aaron. Your wife really wanted us to make sure we did not mention her name.
Okay.
So, please shout out Aaron. It's his birthday. He's a great guy. Do not mention it. I will get fired from my job immediately. So we didn't. There you go.
Lovely.
And then I got a little heads up from some show watchers. Apparently, there's a governor race in Tennessee, and there's a guy named Monty Fritz who's running for governor of Tennessee against Marsha Blackburn, who's obviously a rhino.
Mm-hmm.
So check him out. I was told that he's our guy way more than Marsha is. The race might be kind of out of hand and heading in her direction, but Monty Fritz.
Okay.
Fritts. Monty Fritz. Check him out if you're in Tennessee as a potential better candidate than Marsha Blackburn.
Okay, sure.
All right, well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you guys for watching all the way through. We will see all of you at Fleckus Files tomorrow at 11 a.m., and we will also see you on Tuesday. Have a nice weekend.
See ya.
We're headed
the fuck. I'm gonna hit you even more. Get the fuck out of here. I fucking told you 10 times.